Good evening, everyone. We're going to start a little differently tonight. I need a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance numbers 260 to increase water rates and 261 to increase sewer rates. Please.
I'll make a motion, we open a public hearing in regards to ordinance numbers 260 increasing the water rates and 261 increasing the sewer rates.
I'll second that.
Is anyone here to speak about the water or sewer rates at all? No? Okay. Then I need a motion to close the public hearing and go into regular session.
I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing and go into regular session.
I'll second it.
Stand for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good evening again. First, we're going to start off with the approval of the May 14th minutes.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes from May 14th, 2024.
Second?
I'll second the motion.
Motion carries. I'm going to also need approval for the receipt of the April 2024 Treasurers Report.
I'll make a motion that we receive the May 2024 check register.
And I'll second the
But
motion.
stop, that was the Treasurers Report.
Oh, the treasurer's report, sorry.
That's okay.
I messed up.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay? Any nays here? Okay, good. Motion passes. And the May 2024 check register.
Now I make a motion that we accept the May 2024 check register.
I'll second the motion.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries as well. All right, we're going to move on to the mayor's report. I have a little bit, it's a little lengthier this time. Yard waste pickup is on Wednesdays through December 13th. Yard waste consists of grass clippings, leaves, and small branches not in excess of 3 feet in length or 4 inches in diameter. Branches must be bundled in armful loads. Yard waste should not be mixed in with mulch, dirt, or any residential refuse, including pet waste. Residents should place yard waste curbside on Tuesday evening for Wednesday's early pickup. Our yard waste must be placed in large craft paper bags or in a container that is marked yard waste. This helps the haulers distinguish between the waste, the trash, and hopefully not miss a pickup. But no plastic bags, please. Please help prevent the wind-blown litter. Recycling bins and garbage cans that tip over are spilling all over the place and not looking very nice on Wednesday afternoon. So loose trash and debris will cause the storm drains to clog. So if possible, avoid putting bins out on very windy days. Try to get up a little early and put them out if you can, or make them less full so that we don't have the issue of trying to chase down people's milk jugs and boxes and everything down the road. That would be great. You can't hear? Okay. The water bills will be mailed out on July 1st. They're due on July 30th. We will be closing on June 19th and July 4th for the holidays. The annual Manchester Carnival is coming up. That's July 1st and July 6th, so I hope to see all of you there. The kitchens will open at 5 a.m., at 5 p.m.
We are not
Everybody be
opening
there
at
for
5.
breakfast. Everybody be there for breakfast. No, I'm just kidding. 5 p.m. and rides are 6 to 10. Obviously, everybody knows it's on York Street at the Activities Building. Fireworks are Friday, July 5th. The parade is Tuesday, July 2nd. And if you need more information, go to www.manchestervfd.org. Antietam Broadband is coming around. Well, I'm sure a lot of people are seeing them in their yard and digging holes and things like that. We've gotten a lot of calls. You probably got door hangers. So they're digging, and we don't really have control over that. That's something that goes through, it's going all through Carroll County. So if you have issues, you can contact them. We have a number for that as well. Jen, thank you for running the meeting last month while I was not here. I appreciate it. Congratulations to all the Manchester Valley seniors. I'm sure they're all happy to be going off to college or trade school or whatever they're doing. And also Megan Rice, she graduated, so we wanted to say thank you for all her hard work. And with that, And Quinn Casey was the winner of the Charlotte Colette Scholarship. I took that up and delivered that to school the night they had the ceremony. Let's see, I had a couple other quick notes. And I just want to say thank you to all the Carroll County teachers. You've done a wonderful job this year, as usual, especially Ryan and Jen. And another year with all the kids hopefully proceeding on to the next grade.
Piece of cake.
What?
Never mind.
So Megan Rice that was here, she's our youth representative. She had her last month. Hopefully we're getting a new representative starting, I'm thinking maybe next month or when school starts. We're working on that. So she wrote us a little note and said, Mayor Smith and council members, thank you so much for the generous gift. She received a $500 scholarship as well. Plan on applying it towards my future college needs. I'd also like to thank you for the opportunity to be the student representative for the town council. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with the council. All your kindness made my experience more enjoyable. Thank you again. So she's been great. I hope our next one is just as great as her because she was wonderful. And I think that's about all for right now for me. So I will move on to the town administrator report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I just have a brief report. Water-wise, we're doing very well with being in green, and usage is steady, and Mother Nature seems to find a way to rain right at the right time, so we're doing well. The Public Works Director's report is within your package for your review. As the mayor said, Antietam has begun construction in town. They're working in the Mindy Drive area. They'll be out there for a while. They will be doing some overhead work on York Street next week, as well as the county doing some overhead work. We are due to have fiber installed into the town hall through the county tomorrow, with splicing to occur on Monday. Last week, Director Coons, Superintendents Green and Matthews, Jaden Miller, and myself attended school up at Mount St. Mary's. The director and both superintendents took the class for their level 5A sewer license, which I'm hoping they pass. That will get us into what we have to have for the ENR upgrade. So we'll be prepared for when that plant goes live. And Jaden and I attended for the level 3 license, which gets us to be able to operate now, which is what we need to do. If all 5 are successful in passing, that means everyone in the Public Works Department will have their own operator's license in either water or sewer. Some have both. So we're in really good shape there. We have the final wording and agreement on the decommissioning agreement for Maverick One Solar. We hope to have that agreement in front of the mayor for signature within the next couple of weeks. There's just some minor details to be worked out. That's all I have. P&Z is scheduled to meet on June 18th at 7 p.m. And in your report, I believe you do have the updated report from the zoning administrator.
Yes.
Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the code violation status report, usually I just give it a cursory glance. My wife requires that I bring it home for her review. So anyway, I was just curious. I see just minor things like high grass. Excuse me, going back to the 3rd of May. We're now at the 11th of June. We thinking the grass is still growing? Has it been addressed?
So we have several homes that have been in foreclosure. So Michelle had contacted HUD. We had one property taken care of. We have another property that was mowed today by town staff, and that's being taken care of. We had another person on the west side of town who mowed their lawn by code to an acceptable level, and we're trying to continue that betterment of their neighborhood. So I'd have to go back and see some of the individual pieces. They're slowly coming together. It's quite the battle between a pristine lawn and another lawn.
What kind of rule do you have, so to speak? Like, okay, we see it on, like, here's an unlicensed vehicle on the 7th of May. Do we go back in 4 weeks? Do we go back in 6 weeks? I'm just curious.
We usually give them about 5 weeks to get it taken care of, and then we go back and take a look at it.
We're also,
The town code is genteel to a point. I don't think that's the best way to describe it. So it's a slow march.
I
It's
understand.
not a very aggressive right
Yeah,
to the
and I've
end.
been here for so long, but I've never asked these questions.
Sure.
But it's only recently that my wife started her review process, so.
Michelle is working on some revisions that we'll be reviewing that I think will be very helpful with the town.
Okay.
So she's been working diligently on that, and hopefully in July we'll have some information on that, and we're definitely by August, and we'll have some revisions. So I think that'll move some of these violations along a little quicker.
All right, thank you.
I have one thing quick.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
regards to the Antietam and the work that's happening on Mindy.
Mhm.
There's no flaggers. They are parking in the street. They are crossing the street with conduit and airlines. They're impeding the flow of traffic. School's out, kids are out playing as of, this afternoon. It's majorly concerning that we have blind spots and cars are passing, and they'll have a car, a truck and a trailer. There'll be maybe a house distance. Then they'll have another one, so cars are in and out. I noticed it especially bad this afternoon, around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Happened again around 4:30, 5 o'clock. When my husband went out, I'm concerned that we have flaggers when we have people doing cable lines and things on York Street, and they're in the road for 5-10 minutes, and we are major project and no flaggers.
That can be addressed on Friday at our first update construction meeting. We'll have those every other Friday here, so we'll address them.
And I
with
do
that.
know there have been some residents that have reached out to the town, gotten the phone number, called the phone number for the complaint line,
Good.
and have had no response.
Okay.
So that, and also we talked about that, now there's 3 areas in the road
Okay.
that has been disrupted on Mindy, so I want you to talk to them about that. And I do know that we have seen the police back there riding through a good bit, not for that, but checking up on some other issues because of some speed and some other things like that, but I've seen them go through there, so I know that they're monitoring that a little bit as well as the stop sign, so, that's being addressed too. So,
I have a question. If you're gonna be, like, if somebody's digging in a yard, do they put up a flyer and they let you know, like, your property, they just dig?
So they're supposed to send out, take door hangers and
Yeah.
send out notice to all the residents in the area that they're coming through and starting to put the underground fiber in.
yeah, I've seen that, I have the door, did you?
I did not receive
I
the
did.
door hanger, and I got the letter the day after they
Right.
put a gigantic 2x3 by 3 foot deep concrete
And
box.
those guys I see, I went by and I had a similar situation right near my court, and they covered it up well. I appreciate the workers working out in the hot, but yeah, like if that, I just, somebody on my property, I just really want to know. Like, and I'm speaking for my wife too, who's calling me on the way, what's going on here? Just like Vince said with like the code stuff, like she's more, verbal than I am, so.
So there's a couple different things. One of the things that we don't get a lot of notice on is Comcast.
Okay.
So I'm not sure who's digging currently in your neighborhood. Antietam is
They're in our neighborhood, they're in
defined.
Manchester Farms and Mindy
Yeah,
Drive.
where they can go at what time.
Okay.
So they're gonna be down in that part of town for a while, and then they'll move to another place.
Yeah.
So we know where they're gonna be by permit.
I think the problem was that, and I found this also, they haven't been to my house yet, but they put out, like, as she said, the letters went out, you got them the day after they were digging at your house. And my flyer was, I found it down in my yard, I guess they put it on my doorknob and it blew off, I don't know, but I'm sure Friday's gonna be an interesting meeting, so I'll be curious to hear after you meet with them. If I can
Sure.
make it up Friday, I will, but,
Sure.
I wanna get the details on that, that'll be interesting. What time is the meeting Friday, by the way?
9 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Hang on a minute, let me check that. I wanna be sure.
Is this 9 a.m. or p.m.? Because I know I'm serious because we got that mixed up before, but that's just a coincidence.
It's AM.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. No, maybe it's a late meeting.
Sorry, it's 9:30,
What?
at 9:30 a.m.
And the location?
Here,
Because they have a 9 o'clock bi-weekly with Hampstead.
Okay.
And that's
Thank you.
Zoom, I wanted ours in person.
yes, okay,
Thank
for
you.
that.
thank you.
Yep.
Feel free to go.
Anything else I can help the council with?
I
Thank
think
you.
that's it right now. Police report, chief?
Another short and sweet. In short, 54 persons have been criminally charged year to date, which is an extremely low number. Again, the overdoses, we got a 47% decrease in the county, which is outstanding. That number has been going down instead of up. The fatalities, we only had one more to add for the month of May, so we're still 56% decrease there. Manchester still has 0. Hampstead's 4, Sykesville 0, Tawnytown 6, Mount Airy's 1, Westminster's 22, New Windsor's 1, Union Bridge is 1. The rest of the overdoses fall within the county. We handled 187 calls for service, request assignments, 14 of which were outside of town assisting Hampstead or the sheriff's office. We had 0 crime to report for the month of May. which was another great number there. 9 persons have been criminally charged in the month of May. All were traffic-related, along with another 160 citations and warnings being issued. Let me see here. Today, we participated in the Carroll County Law Enforcement Special Olympics Torch Run. We joined our partner agencies. That's been off to a good start. So the athletes will begin their games, which is always good. And today's event was outstanding. Zeb Rohrbeck, our corporal, went down and represented with one of the athletes. And then they had a little award ceremony, and we gave our athlete 2 gift cards.
Good.
So that was a pretty good event. Outside of that, everything else has been good. As you said, the class is out. We are having some juvenile problems to start already in the month of June. We did have a discharging of firearm for June behind the firehouse on Long Lane. There was some video footage. It wasn't really clear on which way it went. But at the same time, Verizon had an outage. So we pinned the outage down with the time of the discharging, went back to that scene, and lo and behold, there was rounds fired in a connecting piece in a line up there. It's a big sleeve that joins thousands of lines. The bullet pierced, one of the bullets pierced. We believe it's a .22 caliber, could be a .32. I'm leaning more towards a .22. So we're still working on that. We do have a tag number. The tag number's out at Union Bridge. We're not 100% on it, so we're waiting for a couple more pieces of the puzzle to come together before we bring that person in to talk to them. Like to have a little bit of meat before we talk to them. Today we're working on another event up in Whispering Valley, a group of juveniles. One decided to discharge a flare gun. I believe it's a Marine flare gun. That case is coming together. Be meeting with the state's attorney tomorrow with the sheriff's office, and we'll see where that goes.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything on thieves at St. Clark's?
Warrant is still active. One of the suspects was in a car chase with, was it Ohio Martin? She reached speeds to 101 miles an hour, made it to Minneapolis, and there was a no chase policy there, so she continued on. But the warrants are still out there.
Well, she's not here. She can continue on, right? We don't want her back. She can continue. Okay,
No chase
thank you.
policy, so
Thank you.
continued on.
All right, so we're going to continue on to the discussion of ordinance number 260, increasing the water fee of $6 from 36 to 42 per unit and 35 cents per 1,000 gallons. This is where all of our elected officials, if you have any other questions. If not, we're going to need a motion to approve ordinance 260.
I'll make a motion, sorry, that we approve ordinance 260, increasing the water unit fee $6 from $36 to $42 per unit, with the addition of a 35-cent per 1,000 gallon fee that will go into ENR, PFAS, excuse me, PFAS remediation.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries. All right, and then the discussion of ordinance 261, increasing the sewer unit from $8 for fee $8.49 to $57 per unit. And if you guys have any questions on that, if not, I'd like to have a motion, please.
I'll make a motion that we pass ordinance number 261, increasing the sewer unit fee $8 from $49 to $57 per unit.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, so comments from the community. I have a couple people. Let's see here. Tom Kirk, would you like to come up and speak and give your address and your name and let us know what's going on, please?
Yeah, my name's Tom Kirk. My address is 2571 Mindy Drive, and this is my 4th time here, I believe, about the incessant speed on our street. If I may indulge everybody here, how many of you have small children that ride bikes? How many of you have
Not well.
grandchildren
Okay.
that ride bikes?
I mean,
How many of you had dogs?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, that's why I'm here. Because it's just, I recently retired, so I'm sitting in my family room, and I can see these cars just flying by. I recently put a sign up on my lawn. One policeman stopped, and I was taking it down, and he said, "You don't have to take it down because, you know, that's fine. It's my property." And I said, "Well, I'm not taking it down because of you. I'm taking it down because it's going to rain tonight, and I want the sign dry for the next day." I have been out there a lot recently, and yelling and, you know, screaming. I'm staying on my property, but people just fly by. I was cutting grass on Sunday evening, and a little kid was riding a bike down the street right in front of my house, and a car just sped right around them. They don't stop. They don't slow down. They just drive. And this has been going on for a long, long time. And someone's going to get hurt. We've had 3 or 4 families that have moved into the neighborhood on our street with small kids. I mean, every day there's kids out there on bikes and tricycles and things like that. And now that school's out, it's going to be rampant. And you guys need to do something about it. Okay, this is, like I said, this is my 4th time. Now, I've come here before, and I said something about speed bumps, and I got knocked down. So what I am proposing, what I would like to see, are 2 more stop signs. I'm asking for 2 more stop signs at the intersection of Mindy and Patricia Court. There are 4 other sections in our community, in our neighborhood, that have 3 stop signs at intersection. I drove up the Whispering Valley. There's the same setup that we have in our neighborhood at the corner of Augusta and Rochelle, I think it's pronounced. So it is possible. I'm only asking for 2 signs. That will slow the people down
Quick question.
because they will come up. They all come up from the lower neighborhood on Southwestern. That's where I would say 90% of them come. The people get their kids off to school and they fly up there, I guess, to get to work or to do whatever they need to do. And it's not as bad coming home, but in the morning between 7 and 9, it is insane. And people just don't care. So if there's a 3-way stop there, then when they come up Southwest and they come up to the stop sign, then they'll have to slow down. They won't be able to gain speed past my house, past everybody else's house, and then go out to the end.
Question, did we look, and refresh my memory, Chief, I think we were all of us were on council at that time, at least us 3. Wasn't there something with that, with the measurement from one stop sign to the next or something?
I'm pretty positive Steve Miller did a study. And
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure of the outcome, but I think the outcome was not in the favor. I do remember it.
I remember that, I was just trying, I knew there were, so he's talking about Augusta and Rochelle. Are they as close as Patricia and Southwestern?
I'd have to go up to Patricia.
Okay.
It's a 3-way.
It's
Yeah,
a
but I'm
3-way
just wondering-
stop.
It's a
It's
Yeah.
a 3-way
I don't
stop,
know.
just like I'm asking for.
Yeah, no, I know
Are you
what
talking
you're
about
saying.
the distance from that to the next stop sign?
Well, when you turn in off of Southwestern,
Is there a
I
stop
understand what
sign
you're
there?
saying, okay, but when you turn in off of Southwestern onto Mindy, I get it would get people to stop fast, but I'm not even sure you can, I mean, I don't know how far it is. Do you know what I mean? To
Yeah,
put another stop sign, so that's something I guess we'd have to look into, and I'll let you speak on that. The only thing I will say is, and I worry about the kids. I live in that neighborhood, so I worry about the kids, I worry about the pets. The only thing I would ask for our people that live there as well is, I come through there sometimes at night, and they're in the middle of the road with dogs. You can't see them, you know, and I mean, even if you're on 20 mile an hour, I don't want to hit somebody, you know what I mean? So if they could stay on the side and people would do the speed limit, we wouldn't have this problem.
Right.
And the
But
same
we
thing
don't.
with the kids on their bikes. Like, I see little kids out there with no parents sometimes, and I'm like, oh geez, you know, like they're in the middle of the road and they don't see you, and I just really worry. Or they come off of somebody's yard and they run right out in the middle of the road. I mean, that's scary to me. But I think if we all work together, we can make it work. But we just have to figure it out. What were you gonna?
I don't
Hold on one
understand
second, Mark.
why
Hold on
a
a second.
measurement should keep everyone's safe.
Mr.
I
Kirk-
think that's ridiculous.
I don't disagree with you. I live right there at the corner at Mindy and Southwestern. Speeding on Mindy is an issue. It's been historically, I know you've come very passionately, we've looked into things, we'll have the cops sit there, it'll slow down for a little bit, it'll kind of ease for a little bit, and then they'll go to another section of town where it flares up and it happens again. I think there's a disbelief, and you can ask Chief, I talked to him before. We don't stop at stop signs, a lot of us in this town, not me. But I watch when I come out of my driveway, right there at that stop sign, they don't stop coming Mindy onto Southwestern or Southwestern onto Mindy. I can't tell you how many times I've either almost been hit or watched someone where they just come, especially that 7 to 9 time frame in the morning, where they are flying through the neighborhood, they come right through there. You can be at a stop at that stop sign, they will fly through it. You'll have the right of way, they'll come up, flying curve, and almost hit
And
you.
it's not only Mindy, it's Southwestern, they go straight through.
Okay?
It-
And I understand that. I mean, I understand
I don't think that's
that.
like the perfect fix.
But it will slow them down a little bit. It will, at least it's something to do. There has to be some kind of action taken for this. It's unsafe, and someone's going to get hurt. And then what are you guys going to do? Because I've been here, and I've documented everything that I've said, and every time I've been up here, and I've told you guys that this is unsafe. So what happens when a kid gets hit? Where are the parents going to go? They're not going to go to me. They're going to come up here.
I mean,
I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous to have a measurement that you can't have a series of stop signs for the safety of the community. We pay taxes to this town. I lived here almost 40 years. I love Manchester. But this has just gone too far, and I'm tired of coming up here and saying the same old thing that everybody knows, but nobody does anything about.
I don't think it's that nobody does anything about it.
Nothing's been done.
Are you gonna let me speak, or are you
I'm
gonna?
sorry, go ahead.
I don't think it's that nobody's doing anything about it, because we have police that are up and down there, but they can't sit on Mindy all the time. I understand what you're saying about the stop signs. I know we did the study before. Three of us I know have sat on this before. I don't know if Chief has any information on like the
I don't
sign.
know why it was turned down. I do know that there was a stretch, there was a measurement.
Right.
I know you don't like the word. That's not in our bailiwick. We don't set that rule.
Right.
But there was a stretch.
Right,
And who makes the rules about the distance between the stop signs? Where's that rule come from?
The Federal Department of Transportation sets out a guide for how to place signs in the proper way so they're legally enforceable for the police department. So we have to find that distance, what that requirement is, if there is a distance between two stop signs, and then we can work from there, work forward. That's not a problem.
Can you
but-
put that on your list?
Yes.
Well, someone needs to call them or write them or text them or something. Because I'm getting tired of standing on my front lawn with a sign yelling at people that are going 40 and 50 miles an hour. Literally, they're going that fast. You ask anybody on my street and they will tell you that. I've already checked with the neighbors that are across there where I'm asking for the two signs. They say, put them up. We don't care. There's no objection from anybody there. I'm talking about the safety of the kids. And that should be number one. I don't care about the measurement. There should be some leeway there.
I think also when we looked at it last time, there were some people at the top of Mindy, which when we ran, a couple of them that were here complaining, unfortunately got pulled over for speeding. But they wanted to sign up. And then what about they were saying, what about us at the top of the hill? We don't have a sign. And then, I understand what you're saying, and it's not that I want to see anybody get hurt. That's not our goal here. Obviously, we want to keep Manchester safe. But there are some guidelines we have to go by, and Alex will check into them and see if there's any, and Chief, you can speak as well. You know more about this than I do.
And we're going to, look, we'll readdress it with your street. Alex and I, matter of fact, we just did a study through the entire town. We're looking at the size of the signs. We're looking at the new colors. We've even approached the subject of getting a couple solar signs to make it a little bit brighter, and we'll look at that area as well. It's not for a lack of effort. And as far as the mayor said with the speed complaints, for a small town, the officers, we're covering a lot of territory. Unfortunately, because of all the building up the road, we have a lot of unofficial bypasses. It's putting a drain on us. and we do bounce. It's not like we're lacking there, and it's not like we're ignoring the stop signs. We are looking for different calming solutions. The speed bumps, there's a lot of pros and there's a lot of cons with the speed bumps. You know, when winter comes,
That's
it's
an
a whole
issue.
issue with the plows. That was one of the biggest things. They will tear a plow up in a heartbeat. So we have that issue. And with the speed bumps, there's different types we can put in. But we have been looking at different calming solutions. Mindy's been pretty quiet. I thought the speed sign we had up there had some good impact.
No.
According to our study, it did, though.
Don't
No?
you get reports from that?
We get reports from it.
Well, when I'm driving up and that sign's over here, I see people going slow, and then I turn around and boom, they're down there. They slow for the sign, and then they're gone.
So is it possible to find is there another location further down that might get a longer distance of view
For the
For the
sign?
for the sign?
Probably.
Is there, like,
Probably
if we
could
move it
readjust
south, would that be south? Closer to southwestern, if we move it to another location further
Right.
down, that we'd have a longer stretch. so
Are they
we'd be able
coming
to
from
see.
the direction of the sign? So what you're saying is they're slow till they hit the sign?
Yeah, and then
after
then
they're
they head on
straight
down.
away?
Yeah, and the time they get to my house, they're going 40 miles an hour.
Just so you know, they do the same thing. I live on Augusta, and it is a difference. It's a good stretch between the two stop signs and there at Rochelle Court. They do the same damn thing. They don't even stop. They'll go, my husband used to stand on the porch and yell, slow it down. He was a policeman, and he used to yell at everybody, same issue. We also had to have the problem in the mornings, they're using our road as a bypass.
Well, they do the same thing for Mindy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is there any
For
way we
crossroads,
can
yep.
stop the traffic, like what we had to do that to Augusta? They can't come down that road in the morning because what was it, 400 or 600 cars were going past there.
It was crazy, because they
It's
were
the same
coming
thing
by
on
my house.
Washington. I mean, it's the same thing on Washington. Unfortunately, all these little roads that cut through, they do the same thing. I mean, I had a Pennsylvania person almost run me off the road at Washington and whatever Ryan Street is, literally to pass me at the stop sign because I stopped. I mean, I don't know what the answer is because I don't think people care if you have a stop sign or if you have speed bumps or if you have a stop light because
They just blow right through.
as somebody told me in another county, they said, they're just suggestions. I'm like, no, they're not suggestions, but that's how people treat it nowadays. It's sad, really. So they're gonna do some research, and then,
Then can you call me?
Be more than happy to. Just as a frame of reference, from Burt Fowler and Mindy down to Patricia Court is a fairly long straightaway off the hill. There's no cross street to break the traffic. That would be an ideal thing if we theoretically had a road that teed Mindy Drive.
Right.
That would be a place to break the traffic and
like
break
if
the
Patricia
speed.
was
Right.
further up.
Yeah.
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 And as you've stated, the speed sign is a reminder for them to keep the speed down, but obviously it doesn't. And
They don't
then
care.
when you get to Patricia Court, from there to Southwestern is a shorter distance, stop sign to stop sign. So putting one at Patricia and Mindy Court will keep people coming the other way off Southwestern to break the speed. But that long stretch between Patricia and Burt Fowler Road, that's the problem.
Right.
So we'll have to look at, Chief and I will have to look at that.
Write your phone number where you put your address, and I'll pass it over to him, okay?
Okay,
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
okay.
I have a question off what he's saying, if you
Sure.
don't mind. Chief, if he sees someone, like, right, and he gets, like, the information on the car, can he call that in, or how would he do that? Because I'd like, okay.
Ways we can do it.
Yeah, I need a reminder, too, you know?
I mean, we've had cases
So
where,
you should look for the make and model of the car.
we've had cases where.
Yeah.
Just as an example, you identify the driver, you got the tag.
Yeah.
Make the complaint, we can handle that like any criminal investigation. The unfortunate part though is you have to come to court and testify. And both cases where we did it, they came to court, they testified, but then all of a sudden, they got real lenient and they didn't want anything done, and the case went away and the problem didn't go away until we encountered the person the second time. But if you give us a tag, we do follow it up. It's not, look, every one of us live in town. Every one of us feel the same problem that you do. I mean, it's no doubt, it's not that we don't care. And we definitely look at different calming solutions. I mean, we're trying to find, not just for your street, a couple different areas. The speed signs work, Sometimes they get used to them, and then, like you said, they'll slow down, and then as soon as they get past it, they'll hit it again. So there are different calming solutions we can look at, but, we'll revisit your street. It's been a bit. I'm being very transparent with you. It's been a bit. The officers they've been up there. I mean, we
Yeah,
see
I've
certain
spoken to
neighbors
them.
up there, but as soon as we leave, they're right back to where they started. They know when we're not there. I mean, I can park on Main Street and Waze marks me like that. So, and they do that everywhere. I don't know if you're familiar with Waze, it's an app. And as
No.
soon as they drive
Oh, yeah,
by,
yeah, I am.
they
Yeah,
hit the
yeah.
button police and everybody knows the popo over
Right.
there.
Right,
So,
right, okay.
I mean,
but we definitely take your concerns. We care. We
Right.
do.
Well, I'm gonna stay on my front lawn, and I'm going to do what I have been doing. And to be perfectly honest, what I do is I take my cell phone and I pretend that I'm taking a picture of the car. But that doesn't, they just speed right by me, they don't care. I'm running out of ideas.
and the other thing is, I mean, you can take the tags unless they're really flying. I mean, it's gonna be hard to say, if anybody had a radar gun, they're gonna be like, how do you know how fast I was
Right.
going? I mean, that's what they're gonna say. We've been through that too. We've been through that, and they're like, well, you have a radar gun because you don't know how fast I was going, and then it starts saying, all I'm asking you is just be careful in your yard, because sometimes people do, we had that also, somebody on another street in town started doing that, and next thing you know, there was a little hand-to-hand combat on the side of the road, so we don't really, I just want you to be careful too, don't, you know,
Okay.
it's not worth you getting injured either.
Okay, all
Okay.
right, but I had to do something, and I'm retired, so I can stand out there in the morning and just be nasty.
Well, I mean,
You know,
Let me see if
That's
I
what
can
I'm
get
gonna
another,
do.
let me see if I can get another speed sign up there as well.
It'll be interesting to see too, now that
Stretch.
schools are out, there's a different,
Well, the bypasses will slow up a little.
that'll slow
Because
up, but
30 will
it would
start
be
to-
interesting to see how many of that is impacted by, I'm not saying it's gonna go away completely,
No.
but how many of them could be students going to school or that kind of thing that are
it's the
racing
parents.
as well.
Mark,
Or
did you have
parents who
something
might
you
have
wanted to say also about that?
I was gonna offer him this, I've lived on Augusta 20-some years, I know what she's talking about. I've done probably more running and biking in this town than anybody. I got to know the people instead of yelling at them. Most of the people from 30 to 97 could identify me out of the lineup because I've talked to them. Anytime you punch somebody in the face, they want to punch you back. So what I did, and we have plenty of speeders, I live right down the street from her. Most of the people, like most of the people in this room, know me, so they don't try to run me over. You see somebody, knock on their door and say, hey, I'm gonna be running here next Sunday, the Sunday after that, the Sunday after that. Maybe your kid's gonna take running up. I'm not gonna try to run them over, don't do it to me. I know who you are. They can take it one way or the other. What I can say is, Vince can tell you, I used to complain about the same thing. But when's the last time I sent anybody a text about somebody running me over?
It's been a while.
It's been
I just think some of your conversations worked out well for you, you know, with people.
All of them.
Yeah.
I've had kids, old man, get out of the way. It's a public road. So, I mean, the kids, technically, a bike does not have to move over. Or a tractor or anything else. And you know that I live,
Yeah.
I get it both ways. Freidinger's 40 mile, I think the speed limit might be 40, I'm not sure, what is it?
It's 40 outside of town.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But it's by your
pretty
house, it
quick.
should be
It's pretty
30.
quick, But, you know, coming off of 30, it's pretty
So,
quick,
well,
but
good suggestion.
My suggestion is rather than, you know, going all Yellowstone and
Well,
maybe,
It's not worth your
I'm
blood
not
pressure.
quite that bad, but
I mean, I'm a hothead too, I mean.
depends on how fast they're going.
Because most of the people that are speeding are residents.
Yeah, they're all-
That's
yeah,
residents.
yeah.
And
they're-
in
they come
addition
up-
to my husband yelling, he did exactly what you said. He followed a few of them home, and
Well, don't do that.
especially if they
You're
were
not the
kids.
police, don't do that.
Well,
But-
no, you're not
Yeah, I'm not
police, so
gonna
you
do that.
don't want to do that,
No,
but
but I
No.
mean, the more you get to know people around you, the less we'll do that. Because I wouldn't run you over because we know each other.
Well, it's kind of hard to get to know someone when they're just flying by. I mean, how do I do that?
I don't know, I mean, how many people stop by my
their
driveway?
tires out.
stop by his driveway. I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm just saying, that's how I got it to go away. I lived here a long time. I hold the record for being at meetings, she's probably.
Yeah.
You can ask.
It's true. It's true.
You can ask Vince, he's laughing. I've probably been to, what, 700, 800 meetings?
Well, thank you for your input.
Yeah, I would do it that way. Just as a suggestion, because you yell at somebody, I mean, I can tell you, I mean, as a Second Amendment person, you fire, they're gonna fire back. It's just the way it goes here, and you know, I've had some difficult conversations with people, but in the end, they respected me.
That's good.
Not just because I was gonna punch them or something.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Dunks.
I'd like to say, no matter how much the other people are in the wrong, I hope the parents on that street have sense enough to keep their small children out of the street, whether they should be allowed to go in or not.
Well, most of them do. I can't say all of them do, but there's a major increase in number of kids on that street in the past year. And, I mean, and they all ride bikes. They're all together. It's, you know, and I like seeing that. I love seeing that. I just don't want anybody hurt. And
Right.
it's
Well-
inevitable. It is inevitable that something's going to happen.
Well, thank you. They're going to do some checking into it. You're going to leave me your phone number.
Okay, is that paper out there?
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
If you want to just jot it down right there, and I'll pass it over to him, and then they can do some research, give them a couple days, and they'll get back to you. You can just stick it up here somewhere, okay? I just want to make sure it's a 4, not a 9, this one. 4, right? Okay, all right. All right. Yep, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Owen? Come on up.
You brought a guest.
You brought a guest.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
I know most of you know me, but I'm going to introduce myself anyway. My name's Elwin Wagner. I'm the president of the Manchester Volunteer Fire Department. And this is Andy Franklin here. And the reason why we're here this evening is first to let you know that we currently do not have a fire chief at our firehouse. So just recently what I did was I appointed Andy with the approval of our executive board to be assistant chief for our firehouse until he can get the necessary certifications, which he will be in the very near future, that he'll be able to become a full-fledged fire chief for Manchester. So what I wanted to do is just bring him here, introduce Andy to you all, to the citizens of the community here.
Andy, step up a little bit because they can't see you over in the
So-
corner.
Oh, yeah.
So this is Andy.
Andy Franklin, our new assistant chief. So if you want to.
How you doing? I've been living in Manchester 9 years, I believe. I've been in town for 5. I'm a full-time firefighter for Anne Arundel County Fire Department for 11 years next week. I work for Aberdeen Proving Ground Fire Department for that. I am 24 years in at Reisterstown Volunteer, where I grew up. My parents still live. So I've been around a little while. I'm pleased and happy to be in Manchester. It's growing pains right now with the county taking over. But I can assure you that when you guys call 911, a Manchester fire truck will show up at your house in town. We do have 4 full-time people assigned to Manchester right now. There's 2 for the paramedic unit. There's a fire truck driver, and there's one in the chase car. Is that Suburban you guys see right around? That's an additional paramedic because of the growth and the location where geographically Manchester's kind of easy to get to Westminster, Hampstead, and Lineborough. So it covers all them areas for additional. For example, we had 5 calls a day in 2 hours, and there was ambulance coming from Hanover and Upper Cove were coming to Manchester because we just depleted our resources in a matter of that time frame. The call volume is definitely increasing every day. It's not going down. And you guys ever need anything, feel free to reach out to me or Elwin, and we will do whatever we can to make it work. And whatever needs to be done, I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. So just real quick, just so everybody understands, so the Manchester Fire Department is not run under me. Under the town, the police department runs under me. Manchester Fire Department is their own entity. However, while we do support them, we try to help them out a little bit budget time and anything else they need throughout the year. We work together with carnivals and all that kind of stuff. So we do support them, so I hope everybody else does as well. But I'm not the one you call for him. It's Elwin.
Yeah, And we appreciate the collaboration with
Yes,
with the
that's the
town
goal,
and
was to
everything.
work
And
together.
Andy has really stepped up in his position. He's, with his experience and talent, is bringing it to Manchester. And it doesn't hurt to have him living right across the street from the firehouse, so. that makes
Convenient,
it-
very
so
convenient.
I just wanted
So-
to get him introduced to you all so everybody knows who he is.
Thank you. I look forward
I
to
will
a
say one thing,
positive.
though, we appreciate all you guys' support for the town. All little donations help nowadays. For example, to replace that fire truck sitting down in that building right now is probably about $1.2 to $1.4 million to put a new fire truck in that building. And the county is getting tighter, and I get it, it's a life now, it's a society, I understand. But about $1.2 to $1.4 million to put a brand-new apparatus in that building right now with the equipment that we need, and technology changes every day in our business.
Carroll County's not paying for that.
That's correct.
They're
Carroll
paying
County
for your
will.
paid people, but not that,
Yes.
so.
We
Okay.
have to do fundraisers to raise the money.
See you
for
July 1st.
But
Yep.
not at 5 AM.
Yeah, not at 5 AM.
Not at 5 AM.
I'll be there at 5 PM.
No.
And what time does the parade start? I'm sorry, I forgot to.
Lineup is at 6 and parade's at 7.
Okay, all right. Same lineup over?
Hopefully Jeremy, if he hasn't reached out to you, he will be.
Okay.
Did he? Okay,
All
all right. And is Donnie, I know he was gonna, for the fireworks to get, so we need to get that roped off, so we don't run into the issue like we did last year.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a good night. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, committee reports. Ryan? Councilman Nazelrod, sorry.
Oh, I don't care. That's Ryan's fine. I don't know. I sit here and I listen to a lot of different things, and I know we're a municipal government, but I think, intergovernmental, we have an election coming up, everybody knows that certain things trickle down from national, state, whatever, and you come into our municipality, like $1.4 million for a fire truck. Chief they're chasing somebody through Minneapolis and they can't chase them. That state law means something because eventually we do that. Federal regulations on roads because we can't put a stop sign a certain measurement. They mean something. And I think it's wrong for any entity in government to attack someone based on partisan beliefs. I think everybody should discuss it out. And I just want to make a statement, whether it's local or not, that the weaponization of a bureaucracy or lawfare against a candidate for them not to run, not to be answered on a ballot is wrong. And if I can speak it from being a councilman, nonpartisan, I'm going to speak it. That's all I want to say. So.
Okay. All right. Councilwoman Howe?
We have one activity on the calendar for Charlotte's Quest for the Nature Center. On Saturday, July the 20th at 5 PM, it's called Nature Fest. It's something new that they're just starting. It is a free event. There will be crafts, activities, stargazing, a campfire, music, and lots of table with information about plants and whatever you need. And I think they're trying to add a few more things to that, so more will be coming. So mark your calendars, Saturday, July the 20th at 5 PM. The rain date is Sunday, July 21st. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Miller?
I have nothing to report at this time.
Oh, my.
We have a National Night Out planning meeting coming up soon, I believe, tomorrow,
1:30.
1:30? Okay. All right.
You gonna make it tomorrow? Oh, you can't, school. Maybe?
I will be available with him.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Councilman Pacelli?
The next meeting for the North Carroll Business Alliance is June 20th. It's a rare evening meeting from 5 to 8, but unfortunately, I don't know exactly where it is yet.
Okay. And Councilman Cuneo is out, so that's it. All right. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
I know all in favor can say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Good evening.